let's pick a type of person you sell to.
Sure. It could be the IT director mainly is who we're focused on.
Okay. So let's put that IT director in a specific company just for the purposes of this exercise. We'll just pick one.
Sure. Let's call it manufacturing.
A manufacturing company IT director. Okay. Now tell me a little bit about what their job is day to day. That ladders back to how you help, and specifically why it sucks. And let me spend a little time on this for a second because a lot of people jump into their product. I don't
Hmm.
want to hear anything about your product for this exercise. I want you to think of this like a black and white version of an infomercial. You see somebody in the kitchen and they're trying to make French fries with a knife. They're slicing the potatoes. It's taking them literally an hour and a half. The potatoes are in all different sizes. They put them in the oven. They come out soggy. The family isn't happy. The chef throws half of them in the garbage. And on top of that, spends about an hour and 20 minutes cleaning up the kitchen. Not to mention, he got a little cut on his finger from slicing the potatoes. But look, that's the only way he knows how to make French fries. That's just how he's been taught. That's just how I make the fries. I don't know of a better way. So
Hmm.
you notice when I was telling you that story, you probably saw that in your head, like visually.
Hmm.
And the reason you saw it in your head visually is because I was being very specific and very crispy. I wasn't saying someone was in the French fries trying to optimize their potatoes, right? So I want to hear from you for this person. Let's call him or her, like Maxine or Matt or whatever. I want to hear from you the black and white version of the infomercial. And I want you to be very specific as I was with the French fry story.
Okay. So as it relates to our product.
Yeah, so we can't, right.
Okay.
The problem, they have lots of problems, but let's pick
Right.
the one that relates to how you can potentially help them be happier. But let's refrain from, this is going to be hard, but let's refrain from talking about your product, your solution, your end-to-end, your optimization.
Yeah, sure.
Let's forget all that. And let's just talk about the black and white version of the infomercial.
Yeah. So him or her probably wake up. They don't think a lot about their security camera. They just hope it's up and it's working, right? Um, what they've been doing for the past 10 years is it's been sitting up there collecting dust, and they just pray that it's working. And if there is an investigation, um, what happens is, or an incident, someone breaks in and takes uh, some product, or some product goes missing. They might have to open up the cameras, go access the NVR or the DVR to get the footage, whether that's off the camera itself or off their system that they're using, which is outdated. It's really like a pain in the ass to get to. It takes them forever to find the right piece of data that they need, and then they put it onto some sort of mechanism, whether that's a USB drive or they put it onto a DVD, and they have to share it with somebody because it has to go to court. Maybe it's a lawsuit now. It could be a slip and fall. It could be theft. It could be anything, right? Vandalism. And so it's pulling them away from what they really want to be doing. They don't want to be taking time. They're extremely busy. They're managing multiple sites to do this incident and look into it. They're not even involved with that kind of security, to be quite honest, right? But now they have to be involved because they're the only ones who know how to code it. They're the only ones who know how to manage it and put it all together, because all these pieces were bought separate, and now they have to combine them and connect them. So that's pretty much it. That's probably the struggle.
I got to tell you, Tim, I do this exercise a lot, and I'm going to give you a 10 out of 10, man. That was absolutely outstanding for a couple of reasons. Reason number one is you didn't talk about your product. Reason number two is I was able to clearly see the crispy problem.
Hmm.
I was able to understand the struggle. I am curious to know how you know all this.
So a couple different things. I try to read something, like there's a CIO podcast. Try to listen on that like once in a while. It's not very routine, but I try to do capture some of that, and then talk with other folks in the organization that I work for. And then what I've gleaned from you, I just started doing this week, is interviewing current customers, because that's like a wealth of knowledge, right? And I had a guy on this morning. It's just like dumb luck that this happened, but sent out an email. I was like, hey, I'm doing a little bit of research. Would you mind just me bending your ear for 30 minutes, and he talked like for 27 of the 30 minutes probably, and just great insight. And so I think that's another piece of it.